Hello YouTube, Kurt here from Fermentation Adventures, coming back with another tasting video. Gonna check in tonight. I'm gonna try the brewer to brewer experiment contest, whatever they call it at Treehouse. I guess it's a little friendly competition between four of the brewers, one being Nate, and it's been a little while since I've seen the video. I forget the other names. My apologies to the other three brewers in the contest. But, you know, who knows, maybe I'll pop their names up here, you know. So basically, if you're not familiar with it, I'd be shocked if you're coming across this video and you're not familiar with the competition. But four brewers at Treehouse Brewing in Charlton, Mass, all brewed a blind IPA, blind to the public, and they are putting it out there to a vote. And I decided to, since I got the beers on hand, the Brewer versus Brewer 2026, that I would do a tasting of all four at the same time and record it and put it up on YouTube, and hopefully it'd be fun or something at least. But yeah, before I get started, big shout out to my boy Nick from Exit 12 Homebrew. He was sharing that he just happened to be at one of the Treehouse locations at one afternoon. I said, hey buddy, I'd love to try the Brewer to Brewer beers. And he said, say no more, I'll get them for you and I'll send them along. So big thank you to Nick. One of the big props or big advantage of being in the BrewTubers Homebrew Club. You know, we do this stuff for each other all the time, and it's just great. So BrewTubers at www.brewtubers.com. You can find out all about the club, or message one of us, me, or any of the other club members, and you can find out all about the club. And I'm just noticing now that I have an unholy mess behind me on my countertops. Still haven't cleaned up too well from the brewing session. Let's be honest, I never clean out my tabletop here, my countertops too well. But anyway, let's open the beers, do some pours, and then we'll get to some tasting. Maybe we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding time lapse here. Who knows? We'll see. So let's get started. Okay, let's hold up the flight here now that they're poured up. It should be numbered across the screen here. This being 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how it's shown on camera based on appearances, which one I'd like that looks the best. I'd say right now number 2, followed by 3, 4, and then 1. 1 is, I like my hazy New England IPAs looking like number 2, milky, more on the lighter side. 1 looks like it has more of a orangey color, but let's get to trying them. So I open them all at the same time. So maybe 4 would be a bit of a disadvantage. I'll top them all up with a little bit of beer from the can to kind of get some aromas through here. So let's try them all. Quick, okay. Yeah, definitely getting a lot of citrus, a lot of orange. Very mouth coating, very sweet. Alcohol in here. These are all, if I haven't mentioned it, it's triple. These are all triple IPAs. This one's 9%, 1 pint. Okay, yeah, I don't really taste the alcohol. I get a little bit of the burn as I drink it a little bit. Again, I'm not going to judge these too in depth because there's 4 beers. I'm planning on going to finish all these cans tonight. So let's try them all. Yeah, citrus. Yeah, a lot going on here hop-wise. But yeah, the classic citrus. Yeast characteristics are not coming out and blowing me right out of the water or blowing me away with this one. But, you know, damn fine beer. I'm not usually a big fan of triple IPAs. To be honest with you, I usually just stick with the single IPAs. A lot of the times, especially, it's very easy for them, in my opinion, to have the hops drop off and they just get very alcoholic to me. So I'm not enjoying it. But number 2, let's try this one. Yeah, so less citrus on this. I do get I think I'm getting a little bit of blueberry aroma from here, some berry aromatics, if not blueberry, maybe some more of the, I don't know, maybe blackberry or something like that, I would call it. Definitely some stone fruit. Yeah, this is like classic treehouse flavor. And when I get a treehouse beer, treehouse New England IPA or just a treehouse IPA, this tastes very much in this lineage. This is more, number one was a little bit more outside of that, what I would definitely think of for their house IPAs. But yeah, again, getting more different hop aromas from that. You know, kind of going ahead. When I poured it out, this one jumped out of the glass from, you know, kind of across my table here. Not so much for number one. Number two, pour it up a little bit, try to kick up some of the beer in here. Get some fresh foam. Let's smell this one. Again, treehouse. Yeah, a little bit more citrusy hops on this one. Again, getting a good deal of sweetness in the finish. Not mouth coating, not hot. You know, nice beer, nice treehouse IPA. It's like from these being triple IPAs, there's so much body to them all. All right, so let's go to number 4. Again, that was number 3. I should have mentioned number 2 was 8.8% ABV. Number 3 here was 9.0% ABV, and number 4 is the big boy, 9.5. So if I pour it up and top it up a little bit here, let's see what we got. Okay, some more. Getting a little bit more of a, I don't want to say piney, but more of a kind of a green character from this. Yeah, that finish, that taste, the retro nasal aroma, just citrus, orange, very, you know, orange juice, classic kind of Julius profile almost. Even though it's probably, I wouldn't say it's, not saying it's classic Julius profile, but a lot of the similar characteristics that bring kind of the Julius to mind with the orange in here. So. Yeah, again, I'm not going to go deep into tasting all these. Just taking a quick first run through these. Let me just take another quick sip and pick one. Yeah, now that it's sat, you know, jostling a little bit more in the old mouth here. This one I do get a good deal of citrus in the retronasal. Okay. Yeah, just this one seems like it has the hop complexity in this one of the 4 seems to be much more interesting, a lot more going on there. Again, not to bury the lead, but I think number 2 is going to be the pick. Guessing as well, I believe it from the video, one of the beers had used a different yeast strain. I'd say number 1 is probably the yeast strain that's different than the treehouse house strain. You know, we'll see how right or wrong I am when they post a follow-up video. Yeah, and I forget the hops. Well, I don't think they talked about the hops you're using, but yeah, it's all starting to meld together a little bit. You know, tasting them in quick succession. These really big, flavorful beers. Probably getting a lot of carryover from one to the next. But get some water to kind of try to cleanse the palate a little bit here. All right, now it's tough. So yeah, if I'm going to rank these, number one here, number one is going to be 4, my number 4. Right now, I'm trying to decide between number 2 and 3, which means number 3 is number 3. All right, so if I put them in rank here, 3, 1. Again, if I'm going based on appearances, 2 and 4 here. 2 looks the best to me, with the naked eye. It's hard to kind of probably see on camera. They look pretty similar, but 2 has a little bit more of a milkiness to it. Let's recap here. So I don't know where I edited it out, but I put number 1, 4th spot, number 3 in the 3 spot. I think number 1 is the one that didn't use the house yeast, treehouse house yeast. I'm down to number 4 and number 2 right now. So we're trying to pick number 1 beer for me here. It's down to a dead heat for number 2 and number 4. Let's go for another sip in here. All right. All right, so that time I'm sipping from this one. I'm getting something in the hop finish I don't really like. I didn't get it that time. It's so crazy. But yeah, it's like the more I drink these, they're all 9% or so. And again, it's kind of bringing to the fore why I don't like some IPAs that are this alcoholic. It's just the ethanol is starting to really overpower everything for me. So again, some of the nice hop expression that's really apparent when I first pour these in the glass. It's starting to when I sip it and I really try to taste it and get the retronasal flavor. I'm just kind of getting a bit burnt out by the ethanol because it's starting to, as things warmed up a little bit in these little sample glasses. To me, it's really coming through, and it's obviously like the flavor of alcohol, but it's kind of messing with the overall flavor with the beers, right? So again, not my when we get, as I said, IPAs, I want to stick to like to really stick to that 5.5, 6, 7%, maybe 7%, 7.5% range. But really in the lowers, when we start getting into double IPAs, like from the 7.5 to 8.5, those I started to shy away from. So anyhow, dissertation time. Just let's pick one and move on. Because I was trying to decide which I thought which one would be Nate's beer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go number 4. Yeah, I'll choose number 4. Definitely. Number 4 here is number 1 for me. Very, very closely followed by number 2. They're all really great beers. Obviously, from a powerhouse brewery. Everybody that works there knows what they're doing, knows everything about what the treehouse beer style is that a lot of people are trying to copy and jump on their coattails in a sense. There's other beers out there that probably, get in the same ballpark as these guys, but some of those like the Julius. Again, the Julius is like the granddaddy, the rating New England IPA, a champion in my mind. But again, Heady Topper might have been the first one. Heady Topper is a very different beer. Love Heady Topper as well. but in my mind is very different. It's kind of the intermediate step between, say, between Pliny and what some of the current New England IPAs have become. So yeah, so let's do that ranking. Number 4 is going to be my vote. I don't know if if we're supposed to rank them when we vote on the site, but number 4 for me is number 1. Congratulations to the brewer. You've got one person who records himself on YouTube that thinks you did the best job with this beer. Number 2 for me, very close behind. And again, kind of closely behind these two. Number 3 and number 1 were really good as well. Again, for me, not being a big fan of the style, I'm going to see what I can do to finish all 4 of these cans tonight. I think I'll be up for the challenge and I'll hate myself in the morning. So anyway, let's wrap it up. Let me vote. I will catch you next time. Big thanks to our sponsors, Beer and Wine Hobby and 5 Star Chemicals, for sponsoring the club. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Hello, YouTube. Kurt, Fermentation Adventures, checking back in the next day after trying the Brewer versus Brewer beers. One thing I didn't realize right after I shot the video last night, that the ratings for the beers, it wasn't just a simple rank the beers in the questionnaire. They wanted basically a rating based on each category, very similar to the BJCP, on aroma, appearance, all these things. Bottom line, I stuck with what I ended with in the video. Basically picked number 4 as my overall favorite beer, kind of ranked them in the questionnaire based on that. However, I did put beer number 2 as number 1 in appearance, and all the other categories, I believe overall and everything else, was just below beer number 4. So I kind of gamed the system a little bit. Went back and watched the video again, the Treehouse video. Again, all the brewers, if I'm guessing who brewed what, I'm guessing the house yeast strain is 2 or 4. It sounded like from the video that maybe 2 of the 4 brewers didn't use the Treehouse strain. I'm assuming number 1 is definitely not the house strain. Number 3, maybe not. I think 2 and 4 are definitely using the house strain. And 2 and 4. I think watching the video, number 4 was probably Nate's beer. Have no idea who brewed beer number 2, but it's very good. Again, I sat down with the intention of finishing off all 4 cans. Failed miserably. Very heavy, very sweet, very filling beer. I did finish off all of can 2, interestingly enough. Then I jumped over to can 4, probably poured up 2/3 of that, left a little bit in the can, then can 3, and I never made it back to can 1. So, but that's it. That's my recap. Again, overall, I did beer number 4, then number 2, then 3, then 1. All beers were great. In another sitting, if I just opened beer 1, I'm sure I would have been perfectly happy with it. But that's it. It was great to be able to be able to try these beers for the first time in the Brewer versus Brewer series from Treehouse. Looking forward to checking it out again the next time they run it. Hopefully they will run it, and hopefully it won't be a triple IPA. Hopefully it'll be something more sessionable. So anyway, cheers. Thanks for checking out the video. If you're sticking around, throw the channel subscription, throw the video a like, comment down below, and that's it. Cheers.